Today I will show the main applications that I use, artificial intelligences, editing programs, all the applications that I use to manage 10 YouTube channels. For those who follow me, I always say there are 10 YouTube channels, 9 monetized, with the 10th on the way, and there are still 5 channels in Portuguese, Brazilian Portuguese, and 5 channels in English, which earn from 3 to 5 times more at least. What I will talk about in the video and reveal are all the AIs, all the main applications that I use, both for national channels in Portuguese and for international channels in English. Before starting, comment down below, do you already use artificial intelligence to make money? Question number 1. And number 2, do you already have a monetized YouTube channel? Or are you still struggling to reach 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours? Let's go straight here to my computer screen. How is this video going to work? I will start with the essential tools for those who are going to make videos in their native language, okay? And in the second part, I will talk to those who want to internationalize the channel. It is very important for you to watch both parts because obviously, first you will record in your native language and then you will proceed with internationalization. So there might be people watching me now in Brazilian Portuguese and there might be people watching me now in English because this video will be on both of my channels, okay? So when I mention native language, it might be that your native language is English or it might be that your native language is Brazilian Portuguese. So make the necessary adaptations. Great, let's go. The first thing I will do is whenever I mention an app here, I will show the app on the screen. I will try, and I will also show some examples on my channels. Those who watch this channel already know that I have the channel there. Cinema, for example, where I earn around $1,500 to $2,500 per month, all right? With videos of 2.7 million, 1.3 million, 1,481,000, 450,000. There are videos that earn less. There are videos that earn more anyway. I have my artificial intelligence news and tutorials channel, the daily artificial intelligence. There's the news and tutorials channel on artificial intelligence, but in Brazilian Portuguese. There's also Rodrigo Baus here, entrepreneur, where I talk about monetization. So these channels here, I have 10, right? But here are some examples that we will use. Let's start here. Let's open here in Essential Tools. Remember, let's start here with native language channels. I believe within my process here that ChatGPT, Canva, and CapCut are essential. Remember that with many applications, you can start with the free version and then move to the paid one. In my case here, ChatGPT, I pay for the GPT chat, all right? So if I come here, as I said, I will open the applications here. If you look here, my account is the Plus, which I pay around $22 to $25 because it's $20 plus some fees. So let's say $25. You can use this tool for free until you start suddenly earning a little money. A client, perhaps you do some video work, image, editing even, and then you can pay. But it's a tool I advise you to pay for once you start making money. What can you do here in ChatGPT? Various things. You can create GPTs, which are AI agents. Basically, it's like this. You can create GPTs to, for example, help you with theme research, for instance. There's even a tool where you can set it to every day at 8 a.m. send you the main news about artificial intelligence, economy, politics, movies, and series. It will depend on the niche of your channel, but you already save time because the GPT chat does the research for you and it can send it to you. What do? I take all the niches of my channels and I tell it to give me 5 news items in Portuguese and 5 news items in English every single day at 7 in the morning. So I wake up. In the past, we used to read the newspaper, and now what do? We read the news on the computer or on the phone. So GPTs are for that. Besides that, I can also create a GPT to help me create a script. It can help me with translation. There are better tools that I will recommend, but you can use it for that too. Image creation, which after the latest update that I already brought here on the channel are incredible images. I'll go back into ChatGPT here and show you, for example, they have now created the gallery, which makes it easier. And look, these are images I created in ChatGPT. Look, there are realistic images. Let's pick a realistic one here. Let's pick a realistic one here, just because I'm looking for it. Look, there are realistic images here, for example. Here I was making a carousel for Instagram. It does that too. In fact, this is a post for Instagram. Look at that. I can put it in Portuguese or in English. Either way, depending on what I want. That Ghibli style story. I have a trailer channel. Like Cinema, I have others too. And I'm going to start making animations. And here, in this case, it's from the Terminator. And look how interesting. I did everything in the style of Studio Ghibli. Look how cool. Besides that, also other styles here. In this case here, it accepts famous people. So in this case here, Elon Musk. Anyway, so many possibilities here with ChatGPT. Besides that, also theme suggestions, as I mentioned. Real-time search. I'm no longer using Google search. You can put it there. Oh, I want to buy coffee. Which one do you recommend? The top 5 coffees? If I search on Google, it will give me a list of websites. ChatGPT already gives me the answer. It already goes to the site and gives me the answer. I put there 5 apps to help me download YouTube videos to watch offline. Today, I already pay for premium, but I wanted to do this research there to recommend to some people I can't recommend here because it might cause issues. Anyway, it does the search. I don't need to keep entering the site. So that's really cool. Solving specific problems. Wow, there was a problem with my coffee maker, the Mundial. Such version. So it helps as well. Create images, as I mentioned. Create prompts for other AIs. That's amazing. I'll give an example here, for instance. An example, for instance, is great. Look, how cool. I have here my folders for each of my projects. And here I have the cinema there. Cool. So look at this. When I put it here in soundtracks and voices, I use Suno to create music and to create voices, 11 labs. All right. Now let's suppose this. I want to create a prompt for Suno to create music. Look how cool. Create an epic prompt for a soundtrack for a new Metal Gear Solid franchise movie, bringing the style of the soundtracks. Then I took a track from the first game, the original, and then it gave me the prompt here. So what do? I go to Zoom, paste it here, and it will give me the track. Same thing for 11 Labs, same thing for other AIs. So I use it for that as well. And translation, right? You go there and put it in. Oh, I want to know English. Oh, I want to know in Portuguese. It's that simple. It already does the translation. I use this a lot for scripts. Like I create the script in another AI, which I will show later, but I do the script translation there. I use the EPT chat. You can use the free version. Additionally, also Canva. Canva is quite interesting because I used it for many years. The free Canva is wonderful. And then the same reasoning. When I first started to professionalize myself with Canva, because at the beginning you will use the free tools because you are still a beginner, but later you become more professional. You can use Canva with more advanced features, more in-depth, more professional. Then you use the pro version. But what did I also wait for? I waited to have clients. For a long time, my company managed Instagram accounts. So we used it a lot back then. Now I use it more to professionalize my thumbnail. I create images in another AI, which I will show soon, but then I refine them in Canva. I'll show you here then. I'll open Canva here, which is actually already open. Look, for example, here on my channel, Rodrigo Barros, entrepreneur. Look, just the thumbnails here. Recently, I changed the visual identity. So it was like this, more colorful, let's say. And now I changed it from time to time. It's good to change. And now it's there, black and white. It has to have a black and white element. Usually, it's me. Most of the time, it's me. Look. So it becomes quite interesting. Don't copy my visual identity. Besides that, there's also the Maker Academy channel too. It's about artificial intelligence news. I create the main image, then the background image, the elements I create in another AI. But then the fonts here, the letters, I put them here. The logo anyway, I put it here. Besides that, also my international Canva for trailers, Cinema Eye. Look, I have all the thumbs here. The channel is mine. And I also have artificial intelligence news, the daily artificial intelligence. So once again here, I use it to professionalize the thumbnails. But most things you can do for free. Besides that, we also have CapCut. And the same observations apply to CapCut. You can use the free CapCut. Now, there's a certain difficulty in using the free version because they're messing things up. What is the mess up? The mess up is the following. Most of the apps I mentioned here, like ChatGPT, I started using the free version. And then it seduced me with other features that are only available in the paid account, which are wonderful. Or the usage limits, since I use it a lot, it keeps enticing me and so on. and then I end up falling for it and buying it. It's worth it. Cool. Same thing with Canva. Now, CapCut is using a really sneaky strategy. I can't say it, but what's happening? It's not only launching good paid features, but it's also removing basic features. So for example, I used to do subtitles, but they took them away. Now it's only paid. I used to isolate the sound. I just wanted the audio from a video. Now it's paid. And then they messed up by when you're going to export the video. After finishing editing the video, I want to export the video. Now for 2K, 4K, and 1080, you have a very small limit. And 4K is no longer available. You have a small limit, then you have to pay. So it's over. You can't use it anymore. Either you pay for the pro account or you do a workaround, which I can't say how to do. Actually, I can't provide the download, but basically you install the older version when there was no pro. Then you install the older version and you know what you do. You simply don't update it. You can do this on your phone or computer and there you go. That's it. Anyway, complementary tools. So ChatGPT, Canva, and CapCut are essential for you to create videos in your native language. You can start with ChatGPT, free, Canva free, CapCut free. Then, once you get a client, you pay for the tool. Cool. Tools, complementary. Before we proceed here, comment below. Do you have any questions? Any tool you didn't understand, couldn't find, or anything like that? Comment below and I'll help you. Cool. Complementary tools, 11 Labs or eVoice. What is this for? Dubbing with artificial intelligence, an alternative for those who don't want to speak. Even in videos where I don't appear. Dark videos are my voice. The only difference is that when it's in English, I do the translation. So for example, I'll go here to Maker Academy, for example. If you take most of the videos, some I appear. It's me here, right? Look here, it's me here, all right? Now, for example, this video, which got 26,000 views. The ad is monetized, right? They were made to work. How would it be? Listen to my voice, look. Paying you more than $200,000 for a Chineral revitalization. Axons. Address, robot. I mean, it's dark. I don't appear. Dark video is a faceless video, which in the United States is called faceless. So I don't appear, but it's my voice. Now, for example, I don't like my voice. My voice is ugly. I stutter. Anyway, I'm embarrassed. Then you can generate a voice. On the international channel, it's my voice, yes, but it's translated both for when I appear. This video here, I appear, but it's in this video, I'm going to teach you step by step how to use English. Look how cool. I will teach this in the second part of the video. Now, for example, there are videos where I don't appear. So for example, this one. It's impressive how technology advances by leaps and bounds. We are witnessing the creation of robots that not only imitate that. And this one you see is the same as the other voice where I appear. The only difference is that in this one, I don't appear. So there are videos where I appear. It's authoritative because I appear. And there are some that are dark because I don't appear. It's faceless, wonderful. I use, in this case, the translation of my original voice. Then it turns out really well. But if you want to do voice generation there, you can use, now I've closed it here, cool. You can use the 11 Labs eVoicer. Let me just find the mind map again. Wait, where is it? Wonderful. So you can use 11 Labs eVoicer, but stay until the second part because there's an AI that will be useful, both for generating voice, for translation, and for various other things. And you will pay the same amount. You don't need to pay for 11 Labs or eVoicer, but they are expensive options. That's why I put them as complementary. I would wait for the second part of the video because the AI program I'm going to teach will cover all of this. Additionally, we also have OBS, which is the program I'm using now to record this video, and it's what I use to record all the videos. OBS is free, so it's wonderful. You can record the screen, record segments of YouTube videos, do live streaming, integrate with YouTube, which is quite interesting, and configure the microphone. It might require some study, but any video on YouTube will help you. You just search for OBS Simo, how to configure, how to do live streaming, how to record, oh, my webcam is bad, how to fix it. Oh, my microphone is good, how to fix it. How to install the plugin, the microphone driver. Oh, my sound is crackling, my image is freezing. So all of this I learned from YouTube tutorials. So, well, it's all good. Mid-journey. I mentioned it here to avoid any disputes with people. But today, first, the AI that I will show in the second part. For YouTube thumbnails, it generates very well. But what happens? ChatGPT, both the free and obviously the paid version is generating images at the level of mid-journey. It's that simple. So when you get to ChatGPT and see something like this, right? Let's go back here to the gallery. When you see something like this, I'll scroll down a bit more. Look at that. Here, for example, I made this thumbnail here. Then I made this thumbnail here. All these thumbnails here I made, partly in ChatGPT, okay? I really created these images in ChatGPT. But when you get here, many times I combined images. I generated one and combined it with this one here. So, for example, I generated this guy here and added text here. ChatGPT is now very good at adding text. For example, here, let's take this one. I generated this image here with these robots in another AI and then added this person and the text here in ChatGPT. Then you can remove this part that was cut. But then to generate images and have character consistency, which I think is the most important thing for you to create a comic book. Like having the same character everywhere. For example, I generate here and it's the same character. Elon Musk can have this consistency. Then the EPT chat is by far the best, okay? I made a video which is about how to earn more than $10,000 using only GPT chat tool. I will, at the end, leave it. It will appear here in the corner. I'll leave it for you to watch later, okay? But it also serves for this purpose. It easily replaces mid-journey, okay? Let's continue here then. Let's continue here. Let's go to the high-low. Look, create videos made with AI. In the second part, I will show an AI tool that I use with which you can make unlimited videos, okay? So I put it here to avoid any disputes. It's a good tool, but everything will be resolved in the second part. It will be more relaxed. The issue here now is about alternatives, other tools. We have Pixlr for thumbnails, which is free. But as I mentioned, you can use the tool I will recommend in the second part. It is paid, but it is cheap. But you can use ChatGPT, which is free, and Canva, which is free. So there are better options, in my opinion, that I use. But you can use Pixlr, which is free. It seems like it's a blatant copy of Photoshop. And Photoshop, it is paid, not cheap, and quite professional. Everyone knows Photoshop. Courses to start here. OBS is free. I do not recommend 11 Labs because the next tool in the second part will be better. You can start with CapCut for free. And there's a little trick there for you to use the pro version. Do a search on the internet and you'll find it. Canva can be started for free until you have clients. You can start with ChatGPT for free. And when you get clients, then it's worth paying. So you can start here. You can begin with everything for free. And if you want to pay for something, hold on. Now I'm going to talk about two tools that, in my opinion, yes, you have to pay for. Now, yes, I'm always talking about waiting, using the free version, getting clients before paying. Well, I have my mentorship program called Monetization Master of Artificial Intelligence, where I teach my mentees to build up to 10 sources of income using artificial intelligence to speed up the process. Start with free AIs. Some of them I even say, well, give it a couple of weeks, then get your first client and start paying. And then you start paying for the main ones because it saves a lot of time, but you can start for free. If you want my help, whether for YouTube channels or other businesses, the key is to implement artificial intelligence in your business and make money, all right? I'll leave the link in the video description and pinned in the first comment. I have YouTube channels, but I also offer services, all right? I have my mentorship, I have courses. So basically, I have several sources of income besides the YouTube channels, all right? Link in the description. I'll be very happy to help you, all right? Continuing here, now I'm going to wet my throat while you leave your questions, all right? And we will now to the international channels. You earn 3 to 5 times more simply by changing the language. You are in your native language, for example. It's Brazilian Portuguese. You can make the channel in English, Spanish, Japanese, Mandarin, German. Aside from the channel in English, which appears in English-speaking countries, not just in the United States, the second one I would do would be Germany. It would actually be countries that speak German because AdSense pays very well. It's the second highest paying. And then I would go to Spanish-speaking countries because it pays less. It pays more than Brazil, but less than English and German. However, the number of people is very large. So here's this tip, which is a mentoring tip, all right? Let's get straight to the point here. The first AI I would pay for, which is mandatory, and I do pay for, is HEYGEN. What can you do with HEYGEN? You can create avatars. It can be your clone, it can be from a photo, or it can be from HEYGEN's library. Let's quickly enter HEYGEN here. Let's go. Look at this. Here are my works. Projects, I'll put projects here. I clicked here on projects. Here are my channels. And look, let's enter, for example, the daily artificial intelligence, which are AI news and AI tutorials. Look at this 461, 461. Videos. Look, if you go back here to projects, for example, let's take Maker Academy. Where is Maker Academy? Here. Look, 153. Why is it less than the artificial one in theory? Because HEYGEN, which we will talk about soon, does the translation, and there are videos on Maker Academy that I don't translate. Besides that, Maker Academy is older than my channel there in English. So there are many videos for which I didn't make an English version yet, okay? But they are here, they are separated into projects. But speaking of avatars, first you enter here in avatars, okay? You will see that my clone is here. Look, it's me. Isn't that interesting? If you enter one of my channels here, which I left open, look, let's go back to my channel. Let's take here the Maker Academy channel, which I think is this one. Look, let's go back here to the videos. Let's see a video here where I am as a clone. So look at this. Let's take this video here. Now that I've mentioned it, it's easy, right? But look, let's connect here. I don't know what happened. Look at that. If you've ever thought about having the magic, more unique won't go, and you've already thought about having the magic. Then an announcement that the channel is monetized, right? All right, let's skip the ad here. Look, the mind map that I am using. Look at that. How cool. People from your Do Cloud 3.5. They are changing the game and will control your computer for you. Folks, have you ever imagined an artificial intelligence that can control a computer as if it were a human being, typing, clicking, and navigating complex interfaces? And what if I told you that this technology, and what if I told you that I've already mentioned that this is my clone? If you come back here to the agent, you will see that it's this clone here. Look, in this place here, which is the place where I record, right? Which in this case is a room that I turned into an office inside the apartment. So look, it's just impressive. The voice, remember that I can use a cloned voice, okay? But I prefer to record my own voice. So it's my clone with my voice. So I can be anywhere in the world. I simply record an audio. I don't need to be in the office. I even have a model of it with a green screen, okay? In fact, you can even see that the chair is the same, right? Look, it has this little fold here, see? But anyway, you can record an audio from anywhere in the world without needing to be in an office, nothing. Just take your microphone and that's it. Simple, like this. You can already record here and it moves. Everything, look at that. It already exists and is being launched. Look at my rings here. So, perfect. You can create your clone in HEYGEN. Additionally, you can also create by photo and have the HEYGEN library. So if you look here, let's go back to HEYGEN. You can notice here in my projects that I can create by photo. It can be realistic or not. So here, for example, what did I do to create these avatars here? For example, I came here, I can create hyper-realistic, right? What is hyper-realistic? It's not the one I just showed. That one is the clone. Hyper-realistic is for you to send a photo or video to create the avatar. So, for example, look, just here. This one is a realistic avatar. In fact, I created several images of her in various situations, all here in HEYGEN. Then I will show an AI, which is the AI that I will show is the second one you have to pay for. But aren't you seeing it here? Look how interesting, spoiler. Look, she's here, but then I'll go back there. So you can create realistic avatars using photos or videos, okay? And it works really well. The movement is very good. Just look.
Welcome to the new era of video creation with HEYGEN. Simply type your script to get started.
So, perfect. You can't tell, it's an avatar. And you can also create videos using a photo here. So look, how cool. You click here, okay? It generates. And what do you use it for here? I'll show it in real time too. I'll show it in real time here to make this video complete. If I come here to my channels, I'll go back here. Where is it? Look, I'll go back to YouTube here. And then I'll come here to another channel of mine, which is called Nerd Insider. It's an English channel too. Here, look, it's me here to show that it's really mine. Me as Captain America here. Wonderful. And if you take a video here, for example, this one, which got 4.5 million views. Look, it's the framework I created on HEYGEN, monetizing, making money, and earning money in dollars. Look, it's 3 to 5 times more because it's in English, 3 to 5 times more compared to Brazilian Portuguese. Isn't that cool? And look, how interesting. This is a channel where I make the characters deliver the news. So all these here are characters delivering the news, right? So, for example, I'll take Beast here, for example.
Missing, hidden among books on advanced genetics.
So, you do all of this there. In HEYGEN, both realistic avatars, your clone, animated avatars, all based on photos you send, videos you send, or you can create your own image here. It uses a technology based on ChatGPT, on Sori. So when you pay here, you can generate these high quality images to create your avatars. And besides that, they also have their library. Look at the size of the library. Just look. There are more than 500 realistic avatars here for you to use. This one, for example, I use on my channel, Daily Artificial Intelligence. So here, just to show how here I show in practice what I do. It's not like some YouTubers who say it's an international channel. There isn't. Oh, the dark channel is making money and doesn't show it. But I'm showing everything, right? So if you take a look here to locate it, going back to Daily Artificial Intelligence, which is the English news channel. If I come here and put it in the podcast, playlists, want to see. Playlists, where are the podcasts? Where are you? Which is the weekly summary? I think it's here. Yes, here. Look at that. I'll come here. Showing advertisement. It means it's monetized. Here we don't lie. Let's see here. Now to find, let's see here.
Here, it's me.
Where? Here. This is a podcast. Look at the character here. Look how cool. I made a video about 8 contents using artificial intelligence that I monetize on YouTube, all right? I will also leave the link here in the corner and in the description. It will appear at the end. Stay until the end. But look how interesting.
Did you hear about the partnership between Apple and Starlink?
Tell me more about it.
So it seems that iPhones will be able to get satellite and internet. It's a collaboration between Apple and Elon Musk. iPhones now will be able to connect with the Starlink satellites automatically.
Do you see? Perfect. The guy opens his mouth, there's lip sync, and you can do it in all languages. From your native language to any other language. Japanese, Mandarin, whatever you want. Besides that, also all this avatar stuff, voice of A. It can generate voice from scratch, new. It can clone your voice, and it also has its own library. That's why I said not to pay the agent. Don't pay, sorry, calm down. Don't pay for 11 Labs. Pay for HEYGEN. Why? Because it has the avatar feature. It's the best in the world for avatars. And there's also the matter of AI voice. So it's that story. It's 2 for 1. And actually, it's more than 2 for 1. Stay there, because look at the translation here. Let's go. Let's continue here. Let's go back to AGEM. What can you do? You can click here on iVoice, and you can create from scratch. Look at how many voices here. And it's my voices here. From here, my voices, see more. Everything here I created, all right? So look, you can create a voice, then it gives you 2 options. You can clone people's voices, but with a lot of responsibility, right? So you have an actress you like, you have an actor you like, for example. You have a politician there because you have a political channel, I don't know. You can upload an audio here and clone that person's voice. I use this a lot for characters, all right? So, I want Spider-Man's voice, I don't know, Captain America's voice, Skeletor's, right? He-Man, you know? So there you go, generate voice. Here you can generate Zero's voice. You enter the name of the voice and you describe it. I want a mafioso's voice. What does a mafioso's voice sound like? It's deeper. It's huskier and all that. Then you can use ChatGPT to help you here in the prompt. Say something like, describe a characteristic mafioso voice for me, for example. You can clone the voice. You can generate the voice from scratch. And you can, of course, use their library. Here, there will come a time here. There's HEYGEN library. And then you can use their voice, which works worldwide. They are multilingual. So the wonderful HEYGEN. And also the matter of translation, because how does it work? You will record the video in your native voice, in your native language. Actually, in your native language, which can be in your voice or with the voice of A. I recommend that it be with your voice. And then what will you do? Use the translation. Now, for example, Rodrigo, I want to create a channel with a character. I created the character. Then you can create the character in HEYGEN itself. You can generate the avatar image in HEYGEN itself, all right? And then you can give it a voice in HEYGEN itself, in your native language. And then you can translate in HEYGEN itself. So look how crazy that is. HEYGEN, wonderful. Look, just the translation here. You come here too, AGM, put create video. The avatar I've already mentioned. You can put video translation. Then it will ask you to choose a video on your computer. I'll choose any video here. Wonderful. Then look, you can put your native language here. So for example, the original video is in English. For example, there's English in the United States, Australia, and so on. But put English, all right? And here, to which language do you want it? I want it in Japanese, I want it in Spanish, I want it in German. Remember the tip I gave you, right? If your channel is in English, do it in German and then in Spanish. If your channel is in Portuguese, do it first in English, then in German, then in Spanish. So for example here, I want it in German, for instance. Actually, I think it's here, German. Wonderful. Then look, how cool. You can even specify the types. It's German from Austria, the one from Germany itself anyway. Here, the number of speakers. If there is more than one person speaking in the video, I leave it on automatic. And then you click here, translate. Just like that, you already have your video in another language. So HEYGEN pays because it's worth it. If you can, pay annually. If not, pay the monthly fee. Remember that if you are in my mentorship, I will help you create content that makes money so you can afford to pay for HEYGEN. The second tool I recommend that is mandatory to pay for is AGI GENIES. AGI GENIES. What do you do with AGI GENIES? You create the entire script for all the videos, my 10 channels, just to give you an idea. It's from 5 to 7 videos per day. Some days there are 3, some days there are 7. I'll put 5 videos per week. In total, except for Sundays when we don't work, it's almost 150 videos per month. So we need to have a tool that creates scripts, but it's not like, oh, I'll just use a chat with GPT. It is already trained for this. Besides that, I also create the first image of the thumbnail, then I enhance it on Canva, and there's the matter of SEO. What is SEO, Rodrigo? Basically, it's how YouTube will recommend your videos, so it recommends them to the right people. So if you go into my videos here, I'll show you the tool. If you go into my videos here, I'll enter any one of them. I'll enter into iCinema, for example. All this description here is in the video here. Advertisement, it means it's monetized. We don't lie here. If you look at this description here, everything, the keywords, the names of the actors and everything else, everything, the tool does it. Why? Because YouTube needs to understand what your video is about, what your video is, so it can recommend it. The thumbnail and the title are for the people. The description is for the YouTube algorithm because no one reads the description, right? If you take this video here, for example, look, it has the description of what it is. Then it has here, look, which news it will talk about. It also has the topics here. It has the hashtags here. All of this, the AGI GENIES does. All right, let's go. Let's take a look at the tool here. I've already left it open here. What's interesting? You come in here. You have the specialist who is the content creator. All right, he is Beto. We have Marina, who is the social media specialist. And we have Pedro, who is a specialist in online ads. Everything here, I'm not going to talk about it now because there are separate videos on my channel. Check them out later. But taking the content creator, for example, here in YouTube videos, I click on select. Here, it shows if I want continuous text or bullets. People really like bullets for presenting live, for making work presentations and so on. Let's choose the continuous text here. Look how interesting. I specify what the video is about, so I'm going to put here A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O. I don't know, benefits of artificial intelligence. Here you can put it in Portuguese, English, it doesn't matter. Then the number of sources, look how amazing it goes up to 5. Or you can choose no source. If you don't put anything, it will generate for you, but I don't recommend it. And you also have the text here, you can add additional information. Or you can choose no source and put all the information here, even if it's disorganized, okay? Look, look how crazy. I'm gonna put 2 sources here. Then it says like site or YouTube video. These are benefits of artificial intelligence. Look what I'm gonna do. Ideally, you should do better. But look, I'm going to search on Google here. Look, benefits of artificial intelligence. Then what am I going to do? I'm going to take the first site here, look. First site here, copy link address. Here it is, benefits of artificial intelligence. 8 applications. I'm simply going to paste it here. I pasted the link, cool. Then I'm going to come here on YouTube and I'm going to type the same thing. I'll come here on YouTube and I'll put it here, benefits of artificial intelligence, just like that. Then I'm going to grab here. This video with 1.8 million views. He's even saying that actually it's not even a benefit. It's the problem, but that's okay. I'm going to put the problem here. Cool. Actually, I could make another video about problems. Let's grab the benefits here. Then I can make 2 videos. Anyway, I'll grab here. I'll take advantages and disadvantages. Cool. Got it here? Copied the link. I'm going to come here and paste the link just like that. Look how easy. And look at the crazy thing I'm going to do here now. I'm going back to Google here. Remember that I typed benefits of artificial intelligence, right? I'm going to pick a site here. This one meows here. Look, what a crazy thing. I'm going to copy the entire site. You notice there are things here that have nothing to do with it, right? Here, there's the menu. Then there's an ad up here. There's an ad here. So just opening it, there's an ad here. There's the footer down below. This has nothing to do with it. But what am I going to do? I'm going to copy it all. I'll do a Ctrl-C here. Copy. I'll go back to the tool and paste it here. Crazy. I copied and pasted it here. All right? Now look how cool. Image style. Image style. Remember I said I create the thumbs here. The first image, I'm going to put it here. I'll put photorealism. There's anime, concept art, cinematic, character design, photorealism, digital illustration, and landscape. Cool. Image dimensions. I'm going to set it to 16 by 9 because it's YouTube. I could set it to 9 by 16, which is social media, or 1 by 1, which is square. Social media is like Instagram, TikTok, and so on. 16 by 9. And the number of images can be up to 4 images. Okay? I'll put just one here to speed things up. If I put 2, 3, or 4, what will it do? I'll put 2. It will generate a prompt for each image, right? I'll set it to generate the content here. It will ask for confirmation and then start generating. What's interesting? This AI is different from ChatGPT, Gemini, Cloud, and so on, because they are generalists. Like, they understand everything. Here, it's an AI that is trained for each specialist to deliver the best to you. The content creator, the social media manager, which in this case is the social media, the traffic manager, and in the very near future, we will have an AI agent for WhatsApp to sell your products for you right there very soon indeed. Maybe by the time you're watching this video, it will already exist. And we will also have a surprise, which is the film director who will, guess what, right? It's going to deal with video. It's a video generator. And everything else, but that one will take a little longer, okay? But it's for the near future. Of course, then the tool will increase in price. So what do I believe? Subscribe now, because for all the implementations, you won't pay anything extra for it. It will already be included in your plan, okay? You won't have to deal with the issue of price increases, right? Of course, if suddenly the plan increases, that's fine, okay. But for example, if your plan already includes, let's say, image generation, let's suppose, and then there are new models for image generation, you won't pay anything extra for it. Additionally, when there's a WhatsApp agent, for example, it will also be included in your plan. But sometimes there's one agent for you to create, and in another plan, there are 3 and so on. Anyway, but let's go. Look how interesting. Look how interesting. Video title, it generated here. Discover the 8 surprising benefits of artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence will transform your business. How can AI improve your customer service? If you don't like it, you can generate other titles. You can generate other introductions. Look at this introduction, how cool. So, for example, let's suppose I'm recording the video here. Look at this. Artificial intelligence is transforming the way we work and interact with technology. Have you ever stopped to think about how this technology can automate tasks that were previously done by humans? And what about the impact of AI on customer experience and company efficiency? These questions are essential in the current discussion about artificial intelligence and its benefits. Let's explore a highlight. Let's explore a highlight. Let's explore a highlight. Let's explore together how AI can change the business landscape. And what I always say, look how cool to start. You already know. Comment below if you believe that artificial intelligence should replace human tasks, or if it should be seen only as a support tool at work. So you realize, for those who watch me on other channels, that I speak exactly like this. And you see how it's not robotic, right? It seems like a human is speaking, right? And you can take all of this here and feed it into a voice AI. You can take it over to HEYGEN and generate an artificial intelligence speaking. And it has the entire structure because I was the one who trained it. I started in 2015, okay, folks? So it's been 10 years then. Look, video title, introduction, engagement, conclusion. And here the entire script, right? Because you have to put the introduction, the engagement, then you place the script here, and then the conclusion. And here then I scroll down here. I want to show this here as well. You can edit here. If you want to add something, you can. You can, if you want to regenerate each of these steps here, you can also change the size. Look how cool. Let's take, for example, the script. Rodrigo, I found it very small here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. But there are 9 paragraphs, plus the conclusion, plus the engagement, plus the introduction. Quite a lot. Rodrigo, I want to increase the script here. You click on adjust, and look how cool. small, medium, large. Look how cool. I'll set it to medium here. Cool, look. Then it will update here and it will increase. I won't do it now because it will end up increasing the video time here, but you can adjust. Another thing I didn't mention at the beginning is that you can also put here, look, let's open it again just to show. I'll open another window here. An interesting thing I didn't mention, look, content creator select, I can also set the level. Look how cool, beginner, intermediate, advanced. So, my audience doesn't know anything about the subject I'm going to talk about. Beginner. They already have some intermediate awareness. Or they are experts, advanced. You can adjust this too. Going back here, you still have the thumb text, which is the text you can place on top of the thumbnail. So, what do? I take the image to Canva and use this text. Increase efficiency now. Don't waste time, learn more. Try. AI, success, habits. Unveil the secrets of AI. Remember that you can generate again here. Let's look at the images here to see if they are quality images. Look, just this image here. Cool, I'll open it here on the computer. Look at that. I don't know why it asked for this. Photos, always. Cool. Look at the image quality here. Look how awesome. Look, just how cool the quality of this image is here. Now let's see the other image that was generated here, which I've already downloaded as well. Let's take a look here. Look at the quality of this image, folks. Look at the beard. Look at the texture. There are 5 fingers on each hand. Look how cool. It didn't hallucinate. Blurred background. And then you go and put the text there in the free Canva. It's that simple. There are the image prompts. There are 2 images, so there are 2 prompts here. And the SEO, remember I mentioned it? The video, description, and the hashtags. So it's very comprehensive. Remember that you also have social media and a traffic manager. Shall we quickly check out the social media and the traffic manager? So let's go in here. Look how interesting. In social media, you have single posts, carousel posts, and scripts. Short videos, which are for shorts, reels, TikTok, and so on. And you also have the traffic manager, where you can create ads on meta ads. Here, single ads, carousel ads, video ads. And you can also do it on Google ads, single ads, and video ads. It was a professional traffic manager who trained all of this. So, folks, for international channels and also national ones, I would pay for these 2 tools as I do, the AGI GENIES and the HEYGEN. I will leave the link in the video description, okay? For you to apply to join AGI GENIES at the best price, all right? Because it is being launched. So take advantage of the main prize, okay? Now, continuing here with the mind map, continuing the mind map here, let's go. What do we have to talk about here? What do we still have to talk about? We have Canva, which includes all the observations I mentioned earlier. I use Canva for the final editing of the thumbnail. So I go to AGI GENIES, I take the image, take the text, and combine them there in Canva. And the Chat GPT, what's the issue? Images and videos, right? Sora for videos, which now also generates images, and also the images from Chat GPT for character consistency. So when I open Sora here, let's open it here. Quickly, how do you access Sora, which is for videos? You will come here to Chat GPT, right? So here the Chat GPT was already open. Then you will click here, look on Sora, you will click on Sora here, and then you will generate your videos. That feature film I'm making here, let's take Metal Gear Solid, for example, which I've already done. Look, the videos, I made them here. Look at the quality of the videos. Look at the quality of the videos. And then you use Chat GPT, because Sora is inside Chat GPT. And you can generate with that $20 plan, plus taxes and everything else, about $23, you can create unlimited videos. And also here through Sora itself or through ChatGPT, you choose here if you want an image or video, and you can generate images here through Sora. And what's interesting about generating images through Sora, not in the YouTube thumbnails aspect, which is in AGI GENIES, but the consistency of characters. If you notice here, Solid Snake is the same in all of them. These 2 characters are the same in all the scenes. They are the same. So they are very good, both Sora and ChatGPT, for creating videos and for creating images with character consistency. So if your case is to make videos, then I would also include ChatGPT in the mix, okay? What did you think? It was a long video. It was one of the longest I've ever made here on the channel, but also one of the most complete, okay? Any questions? Leave them in the video description. And if you want to create monetized content with artificial intelligence, there's a video here. And if you want to use ChatGPT tools to earn more than 10,000 reais, there are also these here. So these are the 2 here, okay? That's it. See you in the next video.